just been denying like late drawn, like you top deck a spell pierce and you're like, oh, that's awful, and you just deny it. Keep. Don't really want to bolt. I just had to keep him in though because I didn't have anything else better. Think you blind therapy brainstorm? Double ponder though. Okay. Writ, tutor, ponder, ponder, 3 lands. Okay. None of those were divertible. So what I might do is save the divert for the force. I might try to like divert something and then denial my own divert. Draw 3. Okay, that's not bad. So we can strip him of the tutor. What did he do with his shuffle? He chose to shuffle. Could also just take the ritual. Okay, so he's drawn to a Passion Flames. Okay. Yeah, we'll update the screenshot. It's always good practice. Okay, so we're taking the Dark Ritual here. Just Noob says take the Ponder. Like I said, I feel like this is a 3-mana deck though. Like I feel like a lot of our plays, everything from Snap to Moons to Nemesis to our Planeswalkers don't happen till 3. So I think in general, I think I'm going to have to trim back some of the spice and just go with 21, 22 land. That's something I already considered when I first put it in the deck. I think even with the Gataxian, that's fine. Even with the Gataxian probes, I think that it's still... I mean, there's some games though that we just flood out and it's like 20 land is enough. And then there are other games where I'm like... I don't know, it's hard to decide. A lot of ambiguity on where we could take that. Mana base. It's not a bad draw. So I think what I'm doing is just diverting into draw 3, right? Seems fine. And we won't draw the cards till... I mean, he's going to get a force. But we're going to be drawing the cards next turn. Right, so we're going to be drawing the cards during our upkeep. Which means that he can't actually take any of the cards I'm drawing off the denial here. Which is nice. Deluge for goblins, right? Deluge is for all of the creature decks of Legacy. I don't know if you knew this, but Toxic is pretty good. Alright, so he'll take away the force. I don't think he had enough gas enough to go off just yet, though, which is nice. So we're going to redraw 3 times? 4 times? We're going to draw 4 cards here. Seems good. Yes, I would like to draw 2 cards. Yes. Drew Null Rod. And... a what? I've day 2'd before, Waddick, but that was a long time ago. Hoping to do better this time. But it wasn't for Modern. Let's see. I don't do too many Modern GPs, Waddick. I mean, I think you just go Null Rod. I mean, it sucks because my Null Rod's going to turn off the spell bombs, whereas if I had Grafdigger's Cage... or like Surgical, we'd be in a better shot. Want to test Modern? I do need to. GP Charlotte's not too long from now. That's really what I should be doing right now. Like, anything Magic related that I should be doing is actually testing for Grand Prix Charlotte. I know tonight, though, I had a Legacy brew I want to share with you. It's in 9 days. What do I consider my best format? Legacy? It's not a notable finish, though. I mean, like day 2ing doesn't really do anything, man. You have to do better than that, even. I think you had to slam the null rod, though. No, not always, Panda. I mean, I know there's like a website somebody linked to me once that, you know, you can like measure the, give suggestions on what amounts you should run. I just wanted to go as greedy as possible because I said to myself, and we have 3 lands here. That's where I really wanted to be. I wanted to be about 3 lands. So the fact that we're on 5 lands makes me feel like we even have too many land, which is gotta not be the case. You know, I think 20 is like the bare minimum you want to be playing here. But see, I'm using the word feel, you know. Using the word feel. It feels like it's a 20 land deck. But maybe it's a 21 land deck, or maybe it's a 19. I don't know, we're running a playset of probe. So we get Taxians and then passes? Interesting. Okay. Drew a Blood Moon. Now, you know, how effective is the Blood Moon at this point? Not really. It only cuts him off a little bit of colors. I could even just deny my own Blood Moon in his end step instead of playing the Blood Moon. I don't think the Moon matters since he's already got out the basics. I think I would just deny my own Blood Moon in the end step. Marks up, I'm not a Delver deck though. I'm playing more like a Grixis Control. See the Strixus? It's more like Grixis Control. If there's any shell I would compare this... There you go. If there's any shell out there already that I would compare this deck to, it would have to be like a Grixis shell. Like Grixis Control shell. If anything, I should be running Innocent Blood, by the way. It might be sweet. Maybe I run Innocent Blood over the Dismember. It might be correct, because that's a lot of... Hang on. I like that idea. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, like, instead of... That seems sweet. Yeah, instead of... I definitely would compare this more to, like, a Grixis. Hey, maybe you don't even want that main. I was almost main decking the Divert, by the way. Because you can always just deny it. This has a lot of different targets. Might be more spice. I guess technically the best target for the denial, at least in a Grixis shell, actually is Fluster. Maybe I should run heavy on Flusters. I'm not just thinking that because we're up against... I'm not just thinking that because right now we're up against something like Storm. But that might be correct. That might be something to think about. Just main deck. Some more of that effect. Yeah. See, I'm running a Snare, a Pierce, a Fluster, a Divert. I'll mess around with it, though. Yeah, I don't think that Blood Moon does enough now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, in the end step, during his turn, deny my own Moon. Why denial? Look, it's sweet. Divert's hilarious against Visions. Yeah. You can use it against Abrupt Decay, too. Why denial? Because it's flexible. It's just an interesting card. The card interests me. I think Flusterstorm's the best application, though, for it. And that's true, Chaos. Like, they have more trouble with something like Eidolon or Therapy. Hand hate's much better against Storm or Permanents that hate on their deck like Null Rod. Like, between, like, the ideal board state that I could have against a Storm player would be some combination of these 3 Permanents and then maybe hit a Therapy or 2. That's, like, best case scenario. Twitter says I'm confused. No, I didn't explain that well. I was thinking of just hanging on to the Moon. Excuse me, I was thinking of hanging on to the Denial. Jake says Divert enchantment on the end step. No, my brain was thinking of a different line there, gentlemen. I was thinking of actually just holding the Denial, because I have to, like, what, counter the, I have to counter his Past in Flames. He's also got an Infernal. Like, these are the things we worry about right now. These, right here. I don't know if I'm comfortable letting go of the denial until we have a different counterspell. Drew Young Peasy, Lemon Squeezy. Okay, so I think you go Peasy. Peasy, say go. How is Storm good against Fluster? I'm honestly curious, says Waddick. Oh no, Storm doesn't care that much about Fluster because they usually run a plethora of therapies and thought seizes, duresses post-board. So they're not honestly, they don't worry that much. They don't worry that much. Young Peasy beats, the best of beats. Oh, okay. So this is actually a nice way to go for the denial. Watch this. So we're going to Gitaxian with that on the stack. Do I want to have access to all my mana this turn? Yeah, I think I do. So watch this. So we're going to get our trigger, but I'm actually going to deny my own probe. Because we already have knowledge about his hand. Like, I mean, sure, I could totally just, Another thing you could deny is you could deny a flashback therapy, but we already know 2 cards in his hand. We're going to deny our own probe here. That'll draw us 3 next turn. And then now I'm going to double therapy my opponent. Using the elemental tokens. So we knew there was a Pass in Flames. Obviously what's more interesting is the Infernal Tutor. So we're going to grab the Infernal Tutor first. Give me that. Oh, I see. I mean, maybe you're still supposed to take the Pass in Flames. What do you guys think? The Null Rod right now is turning off his Lions and his Petals. There's still going to be Storm count. Keep that in mind. If you're up against Storm, obviously they'll still just cast them. I could 2-for-1 here and take both Diamonds. That cuts him off a bit of Storm. But I think it's safer actually to just go after the past. It might make more sense to go after the Pass in Flames. What do you guys think? I mean, obviously he has Abrupt Decays. They always do. You don't need to see something like a Tropical to know that. Just take the Pass in Flames, says Waddick. I think so too. Cut him off mana. Make it so he can only use it once. Now, if he's going for it, he's going for it. And it's going to get rough. Definitely take the Pass in Flames. I think so too. Panda says, in case I'm curious, my deck should have a 64% chance of having 3 lands turn 3. With no draw spells? Well, that's not bad. Well, we'll go ahead and play the Moon. It doesn't do nothing. It obviously does take him off his Abrupt Decay, which is, oops. Totally just skipped through my peasy swing. It happens. If you can't handle sometimes missing something, don't play Moto. Because you'll inevitably you'll either click through it or you'll bug through it. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine. That's 2 damage that we needed to have happen, but maybe it'll be okay. According to the hypogeometric calculator. Oh, I appreciate you, Panda. Alright, does he still have the kill? It looks like he does. And see, that's a reason to maybe go after the Diamonds, because that cuts him off some Storm. 72% chance with just 1 Git Probe. Well, then I think we're doing okay on 20. I assume I'm just dead here, right? Depends on what he drew. I mean, there's something that he drew that's making him go for it. Maybe he drew a Dark Ritual. There's something that's making my opponent go for this blind. My hope is that he's just, like, emptying the Warrens and hoping that that's good enough, and then we just, like, we'll fight that down. A couple of Pyromancers can totally handle a small horde of Goblins. My hope is that he's going for Goblins. It doesn't look like it, though. Maybe he thought he had a better line. Oh, wow, if he's just pondering here, that means he's got Squat. Bluebeam says he must have Infernal Tutor in hand. No, he's got Squat if that's what he just did. And we win. 9 out of 10. You probably forgot about Null Rod. Yeah, we win. Cool. So it's really called Hypergeometric Calculator. Sounds way too sci-fi. Did we sideboard okay? That was sweet. You could even bring in the Toxic because you're worried about him going off